I am now recused, meaning I will have no involvement, but my office will conduct a statewide investigation of Tim Ballard, Operation Underground Railroad.
An amount of money was donated to the Attorney General's office. If an investigation is biased from the beginning, whatever results from it is poisoned fruit.
Earlier this month, Utah Attorney General Sean Reyes apologized for his past friendship with Tim Ballard. He said he believes the women who accuse Ballard of sexual assault and promised to conduct a criminal investigation. Now, he admits the friendship creates a conflict of interest, which is why he says he's personally not getting involved. But Fox 13 News investigative reporter Adam Herbetz found documents calling into question whether the entire office should be required to stay away from the case.
Well, Tim Ballard's nonprofit has donated approximately $1 million to the Attorney General's office. It's one of the reasons why Davis County launched a criminal fraud investigation into Ballard and Reyes in 2020. People we've interviewed say if that's not a conflict of interest, they don't know what is.
I mean, me and Sean are like this. We're going to Mexico next week.
At the beginning of the year, that's how Tim Ballard described his close relationship with his good buddy, Utah Attorney General Sean Reyes. By the end of the year, Reyes referred to it as a past friendship because he believes these women.
I was molested and sexually assaulted by Tim in 4 different states, 5 different countries, in the span of 10 months.
But this case will not be the first criminal investigation involving Operation Underground Railroad, Tim Ballard, or Sean Reyes. Sean, you've been, for nearly the past year, been a subject of criminal investigation because of your involvement with Operation Underground Railroad. Why have you not addressed this?
Not aware of any criminal investigations, and not talking about hypothetical investigations here at this time.
In 2020, prosecutors in Davis County were trying to follow the money. First, donors around the world, like Rachel Allred, gave millions of dollars to OUR, even while the nonprofit was under investigation.
I felt so inspired, and I felt like that God loved these people that they were helping. I don't know too much about what is actually going on, but I really don't think that there's any real cause to be concerned with that.
Then OUR donated approximately $1 million to the AG's office. The AG's office distributed it to police across Utah, and in exchange, OUR was able to keep fundraising using these numbers given to them by the AG's office, taking at least partial credit for cases solved by local law enforcement. Has OUR ever over-exaggerated what it's accomplished?
No, I mean, it's funny when we give our numbers, we're actually pretty conservative.
Emails show Davis County didn't realize it was receiving money from OUR. They thought the AG's office was distributing federal grant money. County Attorney Troy Rawlings said it was improper, at one point calling it, quote, BS. He warned donors about nonprofits taking credit for police work and launched a criminal fraud investigation. The case was at least partially concluded this year without the filing of charges.
To me, that definitely smells like a conflict. They were being investigated sort of together over some of the same issues. I mean, it couldn't be messier than that.
Lance Bastian is a criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor. He says the Utah Attorney General's office shouldn't get anywhere near a case involving OUR or Tim Ballard.
An amount of money was donated to the Attorney General's office. If that donation had been to Sean's campaign specifically, there'd be no question that Sean would say, I am conflicted off of this and I can't be part of it. So then why is there a question when the money is given to the Attorney General's office as an entity, that whole entity is not tainted in the same way?
Governor Spencer Cox disagreed, even after learning about the $1 million donation.
I have great faith in the professionals that work for that office. It's a collection of attorneys who all have ethical obligations.
A spokesperson for the Utah Attorney General's office said the same thing.
But that's not the point.
Just because someone is professional, that doesn't mean they shouldn't be conflicted.
Right.
He says, actually, the AG's office has an ethical responsibility to keep the public's trust by avoiding even the appearance of a conflict, which is tough to do when money changes hands.
To me, this is a pretty easy call. If an investigation is biased from the beginning, whatever results from it is poisoned fruit.
Earlier, we also reached out to the U.S. Department of Justice to see if it's happy with the way the Utah Attorney General's office actually spent the federal money that Davis County thought it was receiving. So far, we have not received a response, but 3 years later, Davis County Attorney Troy Rawlings is still not happy. He says he believes the county was intentionally duped by the AG's office. We'll keep you updated as we learn more, but for now, reporting in studio, Adam Herbetz, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Adam, thank you. Tonight, the Utah Attorney General's office acknowledged there was a misunderstanding with the money it received from OUR and that it should have been more clear from the contract that police were receiving state money, not federal grant money.